Hello and good evening once again from Rostrevor area news Byte. The first issue I want to, or story I want to mention this evening is just breaking news. This evening, I'm very sorry to hear of the passing of Jimmy Brown from Pine Valley. I've known Jimmy since I was a child. Jimmy, of course, the father of Leo, Martin, Jeffrey, and Paul, all lifelong club members and players and coaches and players in former days, and of course, grandfather to quite a few current playing members. So, my condolences to the Brown family on the sad passing of their father Jim, and RSJ grow on him. The next story I want to move on to is we had, unfortunately, a repeated instance of more antisocial behaviour in the Ferry Glen area last weekend, and sort of put a wee bit of context on this. People may recall there was an incident a number of weeks back that culminated when a TransLink bus was attacked, and in the intervening period then things seemed to have quietened down a bit. But one of the reasons they had quietened down, and people may not be aware of this, the PSNA and the PCSP were able to provide community wardens that had been in place each weekend since that incident with the bus to basically to keep an eye on things down there and discourage people from getting up to no good. But unfortunately, that is not going to be the PCSP on site is not a sustainable proposal in the longer term, because there obviously is a cost involved, and it's just totally ironic that in the first weekend that they were relocated and their presence was required elsewhere, that the antisocial behaviour flared up again. And what's even more disappointing is the individuals involved in the instance last weekend. There was two young lads assaulted at the top of the Ferry Glen, totally innocent teenagers that just happened to actually be literally were jumped by a number of youths and were quite badly beaten. Thankfully, the young lads were shook up, and nothing more than shook up, and the quick visit to the hospital to get checked out. But a very frightening experience for them, but thankfully they seem to have made a full recovery. But about 10 minutes after the assault, the same gang then went down the Ferry Glen and broke windows in a number of premises on Water Street and went up the town and jumped on the bus to go home. And it's still up in the air as to whether they were Warrenpoint or Newry, but there's one thing is certain: they weren't from Rostrevor. Now, an update on where that is: they were caught. The police are in possession of clear photographs of the young lads and are well aware of who they are and what they're up to. So I'm hoping that there's enough there for the police to go on, and prosecutions will be forthcoming, and it'll put an end to this carry on. But there's one sure thing going forward into the new year: we are not going to allow this village to become any sort of boat hole for people to come into it and go on a wrecking spree and just head back out round the Monument Corner as brazen. It's just not going to be allowed to happen. So I'm hoping that a combination of constant vigilance on the part of people and pressure from the police and any other authorities will curtail this activity and put an end to it for once and for all. Right, next story. Back to Sembrona's GA, and I just seen a post up this afternoon indicating that the Christmas order collection is available on Monday night, Monday coming, Monday the 21st, from 7 to 10 at the Social Club, and access is through the rear car park, and social distancing and the wearing of masks will be required at all times. And then I would divert people to the club Facebook page just for an update on that, because there is something then about anyone that didn't have an order in the club shop will be open on Tuesday night of next week. But there, Cahill has it up. If you go onto the club Facebook page, you will see the details for that. Now, the next item on the agenda is just a reminder that the annual Christmas Day swim is not happening this year in an official capacity, because of course it is still on ways to bring crowds of people together, and a lot of people will be disappointed in that, because it has grown to be a massive event year in year now, and a much anticipated annual event. So I know there had been designated charities already agreed early in the year as to where the funding was going to go to, and the organisers of the swim decided to go ahead and put out the collection boxes for those nominated charities. So that is why you will see the collection tins or buckets in and around the local businesses where they normally would be. So in summary, the swim is not going ahead in an official capacity. However, the charities still could be doing with a few pounds. So, and there's a wonderful picture from sometime over the past couple of years, and that's indicative of what goes on in Rostrevor on a Christmas Sunday morning. It's absolutely massive. There certainly does be more people there than does be at the church services. And a great event, and a great accomplishment for quite a lot of people would actually do that on Christmas Day, and probably for many reasons wouldn't be in the water at any other time. So the charities are still in need of the funding. So if you have any spare change when you're in the local businesses over the coming weeks, throw it into those buckets, and it would be greatly appreciated. Now, also in relation to Christmas Day itself and Christmas Eve, and again the public health conditions that have been put on people this year, is this here is what I want to talk about. It's the Cabrini Parish mass information over Christmas. So numbers, of course, are restricted. There's only 16 pews going to be allowed to open in the chapel this year, and it's going. Those seats are going to be allocated on a ballot system. Now, in the event that the requests for the masses are oversubscribed, they will be drawn in a ballot formation, and the Christmas masses are Christmas Eve 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock, Christmas Day 9:30 and 11:30 a.m. So there is 4 masses. These forms, which Cahill has kindly now put on the screen, are available for collection at the back of the porch, the main porch of the chapel, and they have to be filled in and returned either to a box in the porch or over to the parish office by 12 noon on this Saturday coming, December the 19th. So that will be news, I'm quite sure, to a lot of people. That, but I mean, like it's this has been forced on Father Mooney, and the guidelines and the public health regulations are something that no one can ignore. So the next issue up then is, I just want to remind people that the Cabrini pitches upgrade public consultation is now open, and it's an online consultation, and I would just guide people to the Newry Morning Down Council website, and you will be able to scroll down then and see the box marked consultations. If you click on consultations, you follow the links, and it will take you straight to it. This consultation is open until the 5th of February, and I would plead with people, and I'm saying it again, but I cannot say it enough. Any current soccer or Gaelic player in the village, or indeed a parent or grandparent of a child who currently plays or will be playing in the future. So that very much is an all-encompassing plea there. They all have a stake in this. They all have a stake in seeing that this happens. As I outlined today in the Newry Reporter, councillor and ownership of Cabrini Park now 40 years plus, and the facilities for the footballers and the thousands of them that have passed through the ranks in those 4 decades have not changed one iota, and we've never been closer to getting these much needed fit for purpose facilities delivered. So I would implore people to take 10 minutes and do it now. Do it this side of Christmas, because people do get distracted. But get it in there. Get on to the website and follow the links and leave your comments. For anybody that just wants to go straight to it, I'm happy enough to say, if you email leisureandsport@nmand.org, that is the email address for you to leave your comments. And in middle to late January, there will be 4 virtual consultations where people can actually engage the relevant council officers about the proposals and ask the questions. So again, all those details were on the slides that Cathal put up. So go on to the council website, click down on consultations and follow the links, and it's fairly straightforward. So just about to wrap up here now, I just want to remind people about the danger of this COVID is still amongst us. I know there's light at the end of the tunnel with the vaccine and whatever, but the reality is it could be well into next year before the majority of people are able to avail of that vaccine. So I'm pleading with people, anybody that has not seen the news over the past couple of days, we are in for very, very choppy waters over the next 3 to 4 weeks. And I'm pleading to people to just ensure that you have personal responsibility for your own actions, particularly the young people of our village, that whilst restaurants and that may be open, please act in a responsible manner, and protect yourself and protect everybody else around you, including relatives, because there's a lot more interaction indoors at this time of the year. And it just remains for me to say to people, I wish everybody has a peaceful a merry and a very safe Christmas this year. And best wishes to everyone. And we hope to catch up again early in 2021. So that's it for me. Thank you.